Hey everybody, this is Ted Williams here, just giving a little political commentary as usual. I know some of you are laughing because I have my Bears hat on today, and you're like, "Oh, the Bears stink," etc. And of course, you haters, where you look at the Bears and you say, "Oh, they'll never win the Super Bowl," but you're gonna be jumping on the bandwagon next year when we win the Super Bowl. I'm predicting, or maybe not next year, maybe in 2 years, or 5 years, or maybe 10 years, or whatever. But we're gonna win eventually one day. It's just the law of averages. So anyway, I think you can learn something from losing. This presidential race, back to politics, didn't turn out the way that I hoped or many other people hoped. I think Hillary now is up 2 million votes in the popular vote. Of course, it doesn't matter. But I'm only using that to say that there are many people in this country who are still a little bit perturbed by the results of the election. Bottom line is Donald Trump is our president elect, and we have to move forward. But I want to talk about civility tonight because I think that when I look around this country, civility is just lost. I've been watching these viral videos, people who've been just going crazy. There's a guy who attacked this person in a Starbucks and a woman who went off on these folks at Macy's. And I feel like what's happened in this campaign is that it's just brought out this ugliness in the country. And really, we're like literally two different countries. And maybe we were all the time before, but it really is a situation now where we're just very divided. And listen, I got very strong opinions too, but we've got to be able to have civility. And I think that you look to people who are expressing it, for example. So I'll be very frank with you. I don't feel like our president elect, is an example of civility, but let me tell you who is. These folks who are from Charleston, South Carolina, who were involved in the Emmanuel AME shooting. If you notice, Dylann Roof, the guy who was convicted or is going to be convicted of murdering 9 people at this church, which is a sick crime if you think about it. How can you go into a church, sit in a church for an hour with the people, and then kill them? I just can't even fathom it. But the point is that the families of the victims, decided they did not want to push for the death penalty, which I just can't even understand, to be honest with you. I'm not super death penalty proponent, but I could imagine if someone close to me was killed like that, I probably would want to see something happen to them. And maybe the death penalty will be it. But these folks, one by one, stood up and asked for life without parole. They said they forgave him, which, let me tell you something. At a time like this, these are the adults in the room. These are the people who are showing faith, who are showing grace, who are showing civility. I don't know, once again, if I could have made that same decision, but at a time where people are very vindictive and petty, and we're being led in this kind of activity by our current president elect, who spends a lot of time tweeting about how stupid people are and things like that. I think these folks are a great example. I mean, we can have a whole conversation about the death penalty. I think the death penalty is unjust in many ways. The death penalty has been, I mean, if you have money, you're able to get off the death penalty. If you don't, you're not. But I can tell you that I also understand victims on this issue and would understand why someone would want someone to be executed. But these folks in this Dylann Roof trial have blown me away. And the majority of people in South Carolina who are of color have actually asked, over 60% of them support life without the possibility of parole rather than death penalty, which I find to be amazing. I think it's a testament to faith, the faith of these folks, and those who criticize faith. Here's an example of faith really, really working. I think it's an example or a testament to suffering of people of color in this country. And these folks don't even want revenge. They just want basically to be left alone, which I think is amazing. And I think that, we've got to start looking at this kind of example and say, this is the way we ought to be acting in this country. As a person of faith, I have been taught that you don't necessarily respond in kind when people treat you in an evil way. And I think, once again, this is a great example of that. So kudos to the folks, the families in South Carolina. You guys are in my prayers. This is obviously an extremely tough time, but you all are such an amazing example of what it means to forgive people and what it means to be an adult when you have political conversations. And I just hope that your example reverberates around the country of grace and humility and class. Thank you. TedWilliams3rd.com. Check it out. Have a great night, guys. Bye bye.